Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles, and on this episode we're reviewing WrestleMania 39 Night 2. Now before we get into this, there are a couple things. I did a predictions the other night for the whole WrestleMania. For Night 1 I went 3 and 4. I got 3 correct and 4 wrong. I'm going to continue to counter through this show. If you haven't seen my shows before, I do everything on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. We start the show off with Jimmy Allen singing America the Beautiful. I thought it was really good. Jimmy Allen's a great singer. Great way to open up the show. That leads us into our hosts, which again are Snoop Dogg and The Miz. Again, these two have amazing chemistry, and it's going to come into play later in the show, so we'll talk about it a little bit there as well. They're just awesome together. I'd like to see them in a buddy cop type movie. We get our first match of the show. We have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. This was about what I expected from these two. I expected Omos to get a little bit of offense in and Brock to take over and pick up the win, which he did. Brock won here. Overall, I give the match a 3. I thought it was good. I did predict this correctly, so now my predictions are sitting at 4 and 4. 4 right and 4 wrong. I'm on the comeback trail for Night 2. Good match. Nothing really special, though. Next up, we have our tag team women's showcase match. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez going up against Natalya and Shotzi. They're going up against Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. We're then going up against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And I'm sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so I am going to lose my voice a little bit here. My throat is very scratchy. Just like Night 1, I really enjoyed this tag team match. I thought this was rather good. Ultimately, Shayna and Ronda pick up the win. I did predict this correctly, so I got 5 right now and 4 wrong. I'm giving the match a 4. I thought it was pretty good. That's followed up with them announcing Bobby Lashley as the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I was hoping we may have got a match from Lashley here. I think that would have been more fun than just having him come out there and remind us that he's not on the show. After that, that leads us right into what is my favorite match of Night 2 and probably the whole weekend. Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was everything I hoped it would be. It was brutal. It was violent, hard-hitting, big beefy men smacking beef, as Big E would like to say. I thoroughly enjoyed this from the beginning to the end. I do think they went a little bit too long on the rest periods, especially for Gunther towards the end there. But overall, that's a minor complaint. The match was amazing. Gunther retains, picks up the win here. I did pick this one correctly, so now I'm at 6 right and 4 wrong. Overall, I'm giving the match itself a 5. I thought it was really good. Next up, we have my favorite entrance of the night. We have Asuka going for the Raw Women's Championship against Bianca Belair, who has a dance troupe from Compton, California with her, of a bunch of little girls that came out, and they were just adorable, doing their little dance before Bianca came out. It was great. I was a little bit surprised with the match itself. The match was really good. It was awesome. These are two great women's wrestlers. Much like Night 1, it felt like they really wanted to prove that they should have been considered for maybe the main event here, or that they deserved a better spot. I thought that was awesome. I was a little bit surprised Bianca does pick up the win here. I did predict this one wrong, so I'm at 6 right and 5 wrong. Overall, I thought it was an awesome match. I'm giving that a 5. Now that leads us again to Snoop and The Miz coming out, much like they did for Night 1. Snoop basically talks The Miz into a match, his opponent, which is going to be a surprise, and this is where they could have used Lashley, or LA Knight, who's been getting over huge with the crowd. Or maybe someone like Boogs, just somebody fun like that. Or a surprise return like a Randy Orton or a Big E, something of that nature. Woods, somebody. However, and I'm not knocking it, they brought out Shane McMahon. It was good to see Shane again, but Shane gets into the match, hits a leapfrog, and totally blows his knee out. They have to go to an audible, which I seen as I was watching this. I seen on Twitter, Sean Ross Sapp said that the ref just was calling it. Snoop audibles to take over for Shane, hits a couple solid punches, then hits a people's elbow. For what it was entertaining. I do feel bad that Shane blew out his knee. I can't really give it a high grade. I can give it a good grade because they worked on the fly. They changed it and still said something that was entertaining out there. Since this was an impromptu match, it doesn't count towards my predictions. Overall, I'm giving it 3. I thought it was good. They got something out of nothing, which always is going to be good in my book. The next up, we have a Hell in a Cell match. Edge versus Finn Balor, and this is Demon Finn and Brood Edge, as they put on the Titantron. I don't know what it is about this. Maybe it's the fact that during the match Finn got injured, had to get staples in the match. It just didn't feel like a Hell in a Cell match. It felt kind of neutered, and I know they try to do everything. The color-coordinated weapons was a little bit off-putting. It was a little bit too on the hokey side for me. And I like both these guys. I like Finn. I like Edge. I think they're both great. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. Edge picks up the win here. I did predict this one correct, so I do have 7 right, with 5 wrong so far. Overall, I'm giving it a 3. I thought it was good. It could have been a lot better. Then we get our segment with the Hall of Famers coming out. That was awesome just to see them all out there. And that leads us right into the main event of the evening. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Buckle up, because I'm jumping on my soapbox on this one. The match itself and everything leading up to this finish was absolutely amazing. They did great. There was a lot of false finishes. There was ref bumps. The Usos getting involved, Solo Sikoa getting involved, Kevin and Sami getting involved. Even before the match, showing Brandy Rhodes, his mom, his sister, -1 out in the crowd. Everything was fantastic about the match until the finish. We get Solo, who was already kicked out from ringside, sneaks back down, hits a spike on Cody. Cody gets speared. Roman picks up the win here. No ref comes out, which I kind of thought they were going to do. Kind of do the Dusty thing, bring another ref out to say, hey, he cheated, restart the match, which would have been great. They didn't do that. They allowed Roman to pick up the win in this way at WrestleMania. I did pick this wrong, so I sit at 7 and 6 for my predictions. And overall, I'm going to give the match a 3. But I do have more I'm going to say about it right now. I just want to get the formalities out of the way. This was absolutely the worst decision they could possibly make. Not only does this compound the bad decision with Cody Rhodes, it makes a decision not to give Sami Zayn the belt last month another bad decision on top of that. Because now you have 2 guys that easily should have beat Roman Reigns. And I understand the story with Sami wasn't winning the championship, it was getting back at the bloodline, which made sense why he didn't win. However, the story with Cody Rhodes was chasing the championship. This was set up to be Cody Rhodes' moment. There is no world where you could tell me that Cody Rhodes should not have won this. And I don't care what they do. I don't care if tomorrow night on Raw they come out and Cody wins it on Raw. I don't care. I don't care if at Backlash he wins it at Backlash. You've diminished it. You've killed it. You Lex Lugered Cody Rhodes. If you're too young to know what I mean by that, I forget what year it was, but Lex Luger was going into a SummerSlam as a main event against Yokozuna for the World Championship. Lex Luger had a lot of momentum behind him. It looked like Lex would be the guy to dethrone Yoko. He ends up winning by a countout, and his career in WWE never was the same. He never was able to get back to the championship. I fear that you doing this at WrestleMania is going to have the same effect on Cody Rhodes. And you can't tell me that that crowd there in Los Angeles and the crowd since he's come back at the Royal Rumble haven't 100% been behind Cody Rhodes. I know in the past he's been polarizing and I know he's had his detractors, but come on, this was absolutely perfect. This was setting up every domino you could and just coming and knocking over just one of them and just walking away. You absolutely ruined it. This was a terrible decision. The match was good. It probably would have been a 5 or even maybe more if Cody did pick up the win. I had to take away from that and give it a 3 because of the way it ended. I don't understand this. If someone anywhere can make sense of why Roman Reigns picked up the win here, let me know down here in the comments, because it does not make any sense at all to me. And I've been on record, I'll say it again. I am biased. I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. But I can also accept when my favorites lose. Like when Cody Rhodes lost to Brody Lee in the dog collar match, or whatever match it was, I forget. I understood. It made a lot of sense. It made the storyline go forward. Mick Foley, my all-time favorite, when he would lose to The Rock, I understood. I wasn't mad that he lost. I am actually angry at the fact that they did this. And that's not a notion, or that's not a feeling you want your fans coming out of WrestleMania with. I don't know if I'm in the minority or not. I might be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody that's watching this is going, no, Cody Rhodes doesn't deserve it. I don't know. With all that being said, the final match took away from the overall card for me. I'm going to give night 2 a 3. My favorite matches being the 3-way for the IC title and the Raw Women's title with Bianca Belair and Asuka. My least favorite matches, you could see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, the Hell in a Cell. I think they both under-delivered. It was a disappointing night 2 for me. Night 1, I think, was much better, and I feel like it's kind of been that way for a couple of years. I don't know. Pretty angry about it, so I do apologize if I went on a long rant. If you made it all the way to the end here, let's smash that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. I did get more right than wrong. I got 7 right and 6 wrong overall, so my predictions were better than 50%. With all that being said, if you made it to the end, let me know what your favorite match of night 2 was. Let me know what you think about the finish with Roman and Cody. If you think Cody should have went over, if you think this is as much bullshit as I do, let me know. Hit me down here in the comments. My name is George Coles, and this has been my review of WrestleMania 39 Night 2.